There is a strange, uncomfortable secret that your brain is desperately trying to hide from you. Right now, as you're listening to this, there are people you haven't spoken to in months who have completely deleted your existence from their daily thoughts. Your embarrassing moments, that stutter in the meeting, that time you tripped in public, it's all gone. To them, you aren't a person. You're a ghost. You've likely spent hours, maybe even years, staring at a blank phone screen, wondering why the person you're thinking about hasn't checked in. You wait for the validation, the "are you okay?" or even just a simple acknowledgement that you matter. But the notification never pops up. And here's the truth that sounds like a punch in the gut but is actually a key to a prison cell. Nobody is actually looking at you. We live in a world where everyone is the hero of their own movie, and in their movie, you aren't even a supporting actor. You're just an extra walking in the background of a scene they've already finished filming. While you're up at 3 a.m. replaying your failures like a horror movie, the people you're worried about are fast asleep, dreaming about their own mortgages, their own insecurities, and their own bad haircuts. In this video, we are going to explore the massive psychological relief of realizing you are effectively invisible. We'll talk about the spotlight fallacy that keeps you paralyzed, the reason your audience is actually a hall of mirrors, and how to finally stop being a background character in your own life. By the end of this, you won't feel small, you'll feel untouchable, because once you realize nobody is grading your performance, you can finally start playing the game your way. Stick around, because we're going to walk through the 3 specific shifts that happen when you stop living for them and start living for you. Think about the last time you felt truly humiliated. Maybe you made a mistake at work or said something awkward on a date. You felt like there was a giant neon sign over your head pointing out your flaws to every passerby. But let me ask you, what was the person standing next to you wearing? What were they worried about? You don't know, do you? Because you were too busy worrying about yourself. This is the great human paradox. We are all so terrified of being judged that we forget to actually judge anyone else. We are a planet of 8 billion people all standing in front of mirrors, wondering why the person in the other mirror is looking at us weird. The truth is they aren't looking at you. They're looking at their own reflection, checking if they have food in their teeth. Society thrives on you feeling watched. The beauty industry, the luxury car market, and social media apps are all built on the idea that an invisible audience is constantly tallying your score. But that audience is a ghost. They've already left the theater. They were never actually watching your show because they were too busy panicking about their own opening night. When you finally accept that you aren't the center of anyone else's universe, the chains start to break. You've been carrying a heavy backpack full of other people's opinions for 20 years, only to realize the straps weren't even buckled. You can just drop it. Right now. So how do we actually implement this invisibility superpower? Here's a step-by-step guide to reclaiming your life. Step 1. Burn the permission slips. Most of us are waiting for a green light that is never going to turn on. We wait for our parents to approve of our career or our friends to validate our new hobby. But if they aren't paying attention, they can't give you permission. You have to realize that you are the only one with the pen. If you want to start that YouTube channel, move to a new city, or finally quit that soul-crushing job, stop looking around for a nod of approval. The only person who has to live with your choices is you. Step 2. The failure lab. When you think people are watching, failure feels like a public execution. But when you realize you're invisible, failure becomes an experiment in a private lab. If no one cares if you win, then no one cares if you lose either. This makes you dangerous. It means you can take risks that would paralyze other people. You can try 10 different things, fail at 9 of them, and the world won't even blink. You get to keep the lessons and discard the shame because there was no one there to witness the stumble anyway. Step 3. Find your internal compass. Since the audience is gone, you can no longer use their applause as a map. This forces you to look inward. What do you actually like when no one is watching? What would you do with your Saturday if you couldn't post a single photo of it online? When you stop performing, you finally meet the person who lives under the mask. And that person, the real unfiltered you, is much more interesting than the character you've been playing for a crowd of ghosts. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up in the same bed, but the air is going to feel different. You'll look at your phone, and instead of feeling a sting when there are no new notifications, you'll feel a sense of peace. The silence isn't a sign that you're unloved, it's a sign that you're free. You stop being a politician trying to win votes, and you start being a creator. Your boss becomes a person who pays you, not a god who judges your worth. Your friends become people you enjoy, not judges you have to impress. You start moving faster because you aren't checking the sidelines to see who's cheering. The reality is that you were always alone. But alone doesn't mean lonely. It means you are the sovereign ruler of your own experience. You get to decide what matters. You get to decide what a good life looks like. If you want to spend your life building something weird or niche, do it. The people who might have laughed are currently worried about their own credit scores. They don't have time for you. This is the ultimate freedom. Realizing no one cares is the greatest gift you will ever receive. It's the moment the circus shuts down and you realize you don't have to walk the tightrope anymore. You can just walk on the ground, headed in whatever direction you choose. Here's the big takeaway. You have been living your life like a character in a movie, but the cameras were never turned on. Instead of being depressed by that, use it as your exit ramp. The world's indifference is your greatest invitation to be bold, be messy, and be authentically yourself. One more thing. I've put together a summary of the key ideas we covered today so you can take a screenshot or write them down. First, the spotlight effect is a lie. People are too busy with their own problems to judge yours. Second, the absence of an audience means you no longer need anyone's permission to change. Third, treat your life like a private lab. Failure is just data when no one is keeping score. Fourth, your value isn't based on notifications. Silence is actually the sound of freedom. And finally, since no one is driving your life for you, you'd better grab the wheel with both hands. You learned a lot of stuff. Now stop and pause for the ultimate cheat sheet. All problems and solutions on your screen. You have 5 seconds to hit pause and take a screenshot. Now, this is your roadmap to success, so save it, do it, and thank me later. If this video resonated, hit like and share it with a friend who needs this advice. To keep growing and catch our next video, subscribe and join the family. We keep the advice practical and the delivery light. I release videos every week designed to give you the tools the 90% don't have. Join our community of people who are tired of just getting by and are ready to get ahead. Don't lose momentum. Apply these ideas now. To go deeper and unlock more secrets, keep binge watching. It's the quickest way to master these skills. Here's one last bonus wisdom before you start. Be kind to your past self. Forgive yesterday's mistakes. You didn't know what you know now. Embrace this growth to change your tomorrow. It's the ultimate cheat code for self-confidence. Remember, your potential is non-negotiable. I'll see you in the next video.